Hi. The thing I want to discuss today is very important. Now, most people like breakfasts, and the question is, are we really eating a healthy breakfast? And what should be eaten in a breakfast? You take our regular South Indian culture, South Indian breakfast, idli, dosa, puri, poha, vada, some people palau, chitrana, lemon rice. This is the common trends of breakfast both in urban and rural areas. And if you take in North Indian, they eat usually paratas, breads, sandwiches, something like that. What you notice commonly is all these South Indian and Indian breakfast are predominantly a carbohydrate rich. So the problem is almost 30 to 40% Indians are metabolically unhealthy. They either have overweight, diabetes, or a family history of diabetes. When you're having so much of this, eating so much of carbohydrates in a breakfast is really healthy. That's the question. For example, you take a common things idli, dosa, upma, poha. 80 to 90% of it is a carbohydrate. And you take paratha sandwiches. Again, 80 to 90% is again a carbohydrates. Very less amount of protein and very less amount of fat. So, how to balance this? See, this is very simple. The God has given three macronutrients: carbohydrates, protein, and fat. To be metabolically healthy, we need everything. Like we need carbohydrates, you need protein, you need fat. If you're not, it's not advisable to consume anything in excess. But what's happening in Indian breakfast? Indian breakfast is predominantly carbohydrate rich, almost 80% carbohydrates with less protein. Somebody is having 70 grams, 70 kgs. You need at least 70 grams of protein per day. You just Google it. The protein requirement is zero point 0.8 to 1 gram per kg body weight. If you're active, at least you need 1 gram per kg body weight of protein. If you're 75 kg, you need 75 grams of protein per day. Divide that into three meals. That means you need 25 gram protein for a breakfast, 25 gram for the lunch, 25 gram for the dinner. Now come to the breakfast. None of the Indian breakfasts contain 25 grams of protein, which most people need it. You take all these routine things I mentioned, idli, dosa, opa, poha, whatever it is, nothing is mentioned. Only if you eat three eggs, you may get around 20 grams of protein. Imagine one egg will give you around 6 to 7 grams of protein. If you eat three eggs, you can get 20 grams of protein. And when I tell some people that you have to eat at least include three eggs in the breakfast, they see three eggs. They think three eggs along with the yolk can cause cholesterol and other things. So eating always a carbohydrate rich breakfast, what it happens? Your blood sugar spikes, your blood insulin spikes to control those blood sugars, and your craving for food increases. Suppose you had 8 o'clock, you had carbs rich breakfast, and at 12 o'clock again you are hungry because blood sugar spikes like this and again drop like this. Suppose you had a protein rich breakfast, like you had some bowl of sprouts or eggs with a lot of salads and other things, then your sugar levels doesn't spike much and your insulin also doesn't spike much and you feel full for a long time. So having protein rich breakfast is have many advantages. So we have to contrast. Why this evolution happened is the breakfast has become a common thing from the 19th century onwards. Earlier, suppose somebody is going for a physical work like laborers and people who engage in a lot of physical activities, they may need more carbohydrate in the breakfast for a quick energy. Now our modern TC or modern lifestyle. So in morning you go for a walk or exercise. After breakfast, many people go to the office, they sit and work. Now the people activity is less. Most people are working in the offices. They're not really moving around and working, and they're not working like laborers. For such people who are not very much physically active, Eating 80% carbohydrate in the breakfast is totally not acceptable. So what I recommend is balance your breakfast. At least have 25 to 30 grams of healthy protein in your breakfast. What are healthy proteins? Like eggs, paneer, Greek yogurt, sprouts, and people who take non-veggies can have any non-veg items like chicken, mutton, whatever it is. It is traditionally less common in India, but you can include these things in breakfast. Along with that, pair this protein with the healthy fats like nuts, seeds, avocado. These are the healthy fats you can include in your breakfast. Plus, include a lot of fibers like vegetables. Eating only carbohydrate rich, that too refined carbohydrate rich breakfast like idli, dosa, upma, poha, predominantly spoil your metabolic health, will make you more craving. And one more study says that having a protein rich breakfast also regulates your autonomic nervous system. It will decrease your anxiety, jitteriness in the morning. It will make you calm and it will decrease your cravings throughout the day and also influences a dopamine metabolism, and it will keep you full for a long time. If you have a protein rich breakfast, you will feel full for next 5 6 hours. If you have a carbohydrate rich breakfast, you'll be hungry after 2 3 hours. This way, for majority people nowadays who are not engaged in too much of physical activity, who most of them doing sit and work, and for diabetics or who are weight conscious, recommendation is eat a protein rich breakfast with pair it with a healthy fats and a fiber and with a complex carbohydrates like oats, ragi, or can be eaten along with the breakfast in a small quantities. But don't eat only refined carbohydrates rich breakfast. It will spoil your health. That's it.